do you think of that music?
That was good. That's the best way to start this show. That was like
You,
awesome.
you like that? A buddy of mine made that a few years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. I was like, dude, where'd you get that? I don't know. How are you playing that? That's an awesome song. That's badass. It's a good build up.
Well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to kind of I guess, another episode of the Indie Escape Presents. This is kind of a one-off show that we do from the regular network shows. Here with me is CJ Robles from My Matic Mondays, which airs Monday nights on the Indie Escape Network. CJ, how you been, man?
I'm doing well. How you doing, brother? Man, it's great to be here. It's fun.
So tell us a little about this weekend.
Oh, dude, I had a great time. We did the Horror Fans for Healing. We celebrated Chainsaw Jerry's 80th birthday, and we did a fundraiser at the same time. We had all the proceeds go to the families impacted by the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas. So it was great. We raised $8,000, and we're still going for that 10. So they're still able to donate if they want. But man, I was amazed because it turned into like. I was like, I'm supposed to just broadcast and kind of help out, but then Alan just kind of put me he threw me like, hey, do this. And I just took over as like a coordinator, and they brought me together and everything. And I gotta give a shout out to Jonathan Kirkland for helping me out too. He was the other guy on the other side. And dude, I just took over with like my event coordinating background, and it was just like so fun to be at like a mini con. Like when you walk into the room, like they had all their stuff on like how they do the chain walls, and they put all their merchandise. It was just a room full of that, and I was like, oh damn, we're at a con. That the Indian
So they actually made a mini convention in the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
It was awesome. Like it was pretty. I mean, the people that I was meeting was insane. Like a lot of the true fans were showing up. A lot of people showed up. It was just kind of like it's in the middle of nowhere too, and there was just like it's an hour away from Austin, so people were driving over there to take a photo with everybody and then just hanging out. But it was great turnout, great food. It was a good time, man. I had a wonderful time.
And our buddy Terry Gerald was there with you, hanging out, and there it is, Harlow's Haunt.
That's why I got it. I shouldn't actually be wearing this. This has a actual original Terry Gerald signature, so this is a one-off for the episode.
Very cool. For those of you who don't know, next month, August 19th through the 21st in Orlando, Phantasm conventions going on. I'll be there. I will actually be moderating Harlow's Haunts panel, which is kind of cool. I'll be representing the Indie Escape Network, and our friends Mick Strawn and Nick Benson are going to be there. They're a couple of special effects guys. You might know them from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3 and 4, and a ton of movies. So looking forward to that, definitely. But tonight we have a couple of the cast from On Our Own.
I'd say the creators.
Well, creators and writers, director,
like everything.
Actor. So let's see. Let's get these guys up here, and we'll let them tell us a little bit about themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ernie O'Donnell and Troy Burbank. Gentlemen, how are we this evening?
Great.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Troy, look less excited.
he saved it all for when the camera's on.
So Troy, I'm going to put you on the spot where you both of you are going to tell us a little bit about yourselves in case people out there don't know for some reason. So Troy, we're going to start with you. Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I like going for romantic walks on the beach.
Are you a Gemini?
No, I'm not actually.
Right on. So
no, I'm just not. I'm just an average guy, man. Just trying to put some good films together and get something going, man. That's pretty much it. A worker, nothing special.
So what inspired you to actually do that?
Well, I always like to get into films, and I'm a big movie guy. I love watching movies. I think I spend too much time actually watching movies, TV in general. But when I was younger, I think I told this story on the other show on was it Sunday night or
No Other Show Exists, Troy.
That's right. No other show exists.
Yeah.
This is
True.
the show.
Okay, then I'll tell it again. Once I was always into the movie stuff. So I got to be an extra when I was younger, and I did, and I really liked doing it. And long story short, I did it once, and then I never did it again until 20 something years later, 25 years later, I think it is. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to keep doing it. And so here we are today, just keep plugging along.
So you said one day, I'm going to make a movie. How did you know how to go about doing that? That's what we're curious about.
What happened was, like I said, bring this back to Kevin. I seen, like I said, I used to see him all the time at the Quick Stop. I live right like a couple blocks away. I used to go in there for my lottery tickets, whatever, drinks, milk, whatever. And no. And then I started talking to him when he was telling me, he was thinking about doing this movie, blah, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Back then, we weren't in, we didn't have much stuff like we do now as far as making film easy enough to do it. You know what I mean? So once I found out he did that, I was like, I would definitely love to do this. And then I retired from boxing, and I said, let me pick it back up and try something. And I got introduced to a few people, and we started making some shorts, and it just kind of evolved from there.
Very, very, very cool. Ernie, tell people a little bit about yourself, sir.
I am a handsome sumbitch. First, let's get that out of the way.
Are you a Gemini?
I am a Sagittarius. All right.
I should have known.
Let's see. Well, I am a carpenter by trade, but I have been playing in the movie business since, 1993, 92.
7 years ago.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Obviously, my first big break was Clerks, the original Clerks by Kevin Smith, where I played Rick Derris. From there, I just did some small background stuff, did a lot of stand-in work, put my time in, like most actors do in New York City and the surrounding areas, trying to get my SAG card. But thankfully, I got a little bump when I did Chasing Amy with Kevin and Ben Affleck and Joey Lauren Adams. I got my SAG card on that. So from there, I proceeded to be in a bunch of Kevin Smith films, do some other films. And for years, Kevin and a lot of my friends would say, "Hey, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why aren't you making your own shit? You're friends with Kevin Smith. It's right there. You got everything there." And I just
still say that.
I know you do. I know, but to be honest, I just couldn't find the time to dedicate myself to it when I was younger. It was more about making a living and, paying the bills and stuff like that. I didn't have time to struggle and not, bring money home to the wife, to pay for the house, for all the, that kind of shit. But still kept in contact with Kev and my friends and still did my acting gigs on the side. But to be honest, when I got older, I got approached by a friend of mine, Jason Kerner, that I used to go to high school with, and asked me to be in this movie, 100 Acres of Hell, that you guys probably know about from a few years back. And I did that, and it kind of got, I got my feet wet as far as producing in that. So I started I produced that film. And then that's when I said to Kevin, I said, "Hey, man, I think I'm going to finally take that step and do, write my own shit, direct." And then in the meantime, while that was going on, I got talked to by Troy. Troy approached me. We were at some event in Atlantic Highlands. I think it might have been a premiere party or a Chris Covert comedy night or something like that. Troy,
Yeah, I think it was Roast and Brian O'Halloran.
Oh, they had a roast of Brian O'Halloran, right? And then Troy approached me and asked if I'd be interested in doing some stuff with him. He was a local filmmaker. I didn't know anything of his stuff. I knew of his name, but we weren't really friends. But he came up to me, and filmmakers vibe and gel with each other instantly, and you can tell a good guy from a bullshitter. And Troy wasn't a bullshitter. He was pretty straight up, and offered me this small part. I think it was for Gone for the Weekend, right, Troy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yep, Gone for the Weekend.
Yeah, that lovely poster in back of him right there. So we did that. Yeah, so we did that, and I don't know. We just hit it off, me and him, and we decided. He asked me if I wanted to be involved in On Our Own, this sitcom pilot that he was developing. At that time, it was only one episode, if I remember. He was hoping to do a couple more, and we just had a blast doing it, man. And it just turned into a whole bunch of new stuff. And while that was going on, I was doing more stuff with Kevin. I wrote and directed, starred in my own short that I did. We went on the festival circuit. I built the secret stash for Kevin. Started the Smodcastle in Leonardo, which is our live podcast studio. So things have been really taking off in the last couple of years. And it's all because of the arts, and doing stuff with friends and like Troy and making things happen. We all try to help each other, which is great. Well,
that's what we're trying to delve into a little more this evening. Yeah. Unlike that other thing Troy was bringing up, I forget what the hell he was talking about. But hey, this is the Indie Escape Network, so where creatives unite. So we're here to pick your brains a little. And again, for anybody who doesn't know what we're referring to, On Our Own, 6 episodes now streaming on Prime Video. Make sure to check it out. So Troy, you can see the folks there from left to right. Who are they?
From left to right, it's Billy Hartman. Really good guy, good actor. Right behind me, that's Andrew Bain. He's one of the stars of it. Next to him is Brian O'Halloran, another star of the sitcom. And next to Brian is Derek Alberti. He's one of the stars also. And then in front of Derek is Rob Rubelo, which is another main character in the sitcom. And then it's me and Ernie.
The Kung Fu Master.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I saw all 6 episodes. I gotta say, I enjoy what I'm watching. It's
nice.
It has your guys' vibe on just the intro, the way the way you introduce everybody. It has that beat of da 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 da. It's an awesome introduction to just hey, this is a blue collar show. Watch this shit. Right, and it's pretty cool. Troy, so you and is it I'm sorry, you have someone else is a writer too.
Yeah, my wife, she writes with me.
Yes. All right. So I was gonna say, because the way you write, I like it. It's you're very observant. So it's you're really writing what people just what you. It looks like you're seeing what you're writing, and it's real. There's a realness to it where people are hey, there's interactions like this, there's conversations like this, there's things with the bar staff, the way that the recurring character that smells things and it freaks out Andrew, but Andrew's all freaking. Drew's all he's kind of silly looking, and the way he acts. And I gotta say, Andrew Bain. I mean, his name's Drew in the show, so I'm is he really acting? Because he does a good job. He's like a millennial trapped in Gen X, and it's so funny.
Oh yeah, he's
it's the hair.
Yeah, I don't know if he's acting. To be honest.
He does such a great job. As I watch it, between him and Damon's character, I started liking him more as he starts. You start getting more of him. I like seeing all the, and then they actually have I don't want to ruin the show, but they have an interaction together, which is great. Which I'm just man, it's awesome. To see these characters interact with each other, and it's I wonder where you're writing it from, but I can tell it's kind of it might be your cast and the story, because it's a really good paced show. I really like a lot of the shots Where's the inspiration come from?
Well, to be honest with you, I got to tell you, it's a lot of true life stuff that you see, on the show because, just growing up, with three older brothers, and there's a lot of stuff. That's why there's a lot more material to continue on with more episodes and more seasons because there's just so much that I can grab from over the years of just hanging out with people and my brothers and just in life in general, you know what I mean? New people that you meet, whatever. I'm filled with it. So I just can't wait for season 2 to come. Cause I mean, personally, I think season 2 is going to be a lot better than season 1. But it's just, like I said, it's all true life stuff that I've been through and just as everybody has, you know what I mean? It's just maybe mine's just a little more funnier, I guess, to me anyway.
Yeah, I grew up, like I was telling you before the show, like I grew up in Mexico, so I was 15 years old growing up in bars. So I was like a young guy around like older people. But when I was listening to all the dialogue he goes through, I felt like I was like 15 again, just sitting down chilling and just seeing the people at the bar hang out. Like it was you got the right characters in there. And for crying out loud, you have Angel Salazar in there. I was like, oh shit, he's in this. I was so happy. He's a Cuban American. He's a Latino, and I'm a Latino. So I was like, dude, that's awesome. Like, how did you? I want to put him in something. Like that's he just lights up the scene. Just lights up the.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, no, man. He does a great. He's like, but even the way he's a character, he's kind of like a bookie. Is he like
Yeah.
Yeah. So
he's Benny the bookie.
Yeah, he does good. Yeah. Oh, man, I thought that was a great performance. Like putting him in there, and then you have obviously Keith Coogan is your lawyer. That's awesome, dude.
Let's not give away too much, damn it.
Well, we already talked about it last time on the other episode.
Marona, me. Okay, there's no last time.
Wait, did it not air?
He doesn't get it. He don't get it, Joe. Nobody gets it.
I get it now. I get what you're saying.
All right. So anyway,
Joe, you're the only pro, baby.
I got the keys. I got the keys to the back door.
Anyway, yeah. So
I will say this: Angel Salazar was a trip. He was very interesting to work with.
You can't leave us hanging like that. Elaborate on interesting, with the smirk on your face. The shit-eating grin.
Well, I don't know. I don't like to tell tales out of school, but he enjoyed himself.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, he enjoyed himself on set. I'll say.
Whose idea was it for O'Halloran to be the Irish bartender? He does a great job.
It's a voice he's done in the past.
Well, yeah. I suggested that to Troy. He had asked me. He's like, "Hey man, because he knows I know Brian, obviously." And he asked if he thinks I could get Brian to do the show, and I was like, "Well, Brian is kind of busy. I mean, he does cons every weekend. He's always doing something, not to mention his movies."
Yeah, doing cons, catching COVID.
Yeah, catching COVID. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's doing another con this weekend. My goodness. And Riley, I think Riley.
Yeah, Galaxy
Raleigh,
Con, I believe.
North Carolina.
Yeah, right.
He's there with Marilyn and everybody.
Yeah, Trevor and Jay and Kev, and Jeff. Yeah. So I said, listen, man, I don't have I have no problem reaching out to any of my friends. All I can do is say no. So I did tell Troy though that I think the hook would be let me ask Brian if he would do it, but let us build the character around a specific thing that Brian does that nobody's really seen besides his friends, which is his Irish brogue that he does when he's out with family or friends and things. And he's really good at it. And he's seamless when he does it. So when I approached him, he was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" He's like, because I sent him the script first, of what we were thinking of doing, because Troy wrote something for him, and I just said to Brian, I said, "Hey man, we want you to do this, but implement your own style of the Irish type of thing. And if you have any ideas, let us know." Because the good thing about Troy is he's very open on set when the actors are doing their thing, as far as elaborating either on a scene or a moment or a line. He doesn't really mind if we improv, if we come up with. Obviously, he'll tell us if something sucks, which is good. He'll just be like, no, I don't like that. We're gonna do it my way, or he'll say, just do what's on the paper, So, which is fine, which is great. But the good thing is he has that fine balance to do stuff, and Brian felt really at home doing that because, as a lot of people know, Mr. Smith does not allow that.
Yeah.
That,
what's on script is said.
Yes, what's on script is said, unless it's something extremely brilliant. And I do know that years ago, Affleck used to try that a lot with Kevin. And
then they stopped talking to each other for how many years? And then
yeah, and I know Bruce Willis tried it a few times, and
and we all know where his career went.
Oh, easy now, easy.
No, I'm kidding.
Joe's got the gloves off.
Holy shit, poor Bruce.
Damn, I'm not talking about his health. I'm talking about his movies.
Hey man, he did the Red Box challenge. Okay,
Red Box. Hey, him and Nick Cage. Forget about it.
And don't forget Travolta and De Niro. They did the same thing.
That's true. That's true. Keeping it alive.
Yeah, why not?
Dude, so it is. I like to do a lot of the interactions. For the design, how was the set design? How did you come about that? Because Andy's bar is now going to be like a thing where people are going to go to. Where did you get the ideas for that? Was it just kind of like what was available, or is that actually like a bar you own? Or
I wish we owned it, right, Troy? I wish. I wish we owned that bar.
No, wait a minute. Is that the same bar from The Seventh Day?
Yes, it is.
Gotcha. Everybody go watch The Seventh. Can they watch The Seventh Day? Is it available?
So The Seventh Day is looks like I'm going to have I haven't announced anything yet, but it looks like I'll tell you, Joe. It looks like we're going to have a release date sometime in August with my distributor, MVD. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Congrats.
That'll be going on multiple platforms all over sometime in August. We haven't said when yet. We were hoping to launch it at the same time when my film festival, the Smodcastle Film Festival, was going off, but gears have changed with that a little bit. So now the Seventh Day will have its own little thing. So I'm happy about that. So that's good. But yes, it was the same bar. And Troy, I don't know. Troy, is that where you got the idea of going to Andy's because Troy visited me on the set of The Seventh Day because his son was the child.
Okay.
Yeah, his son was a child in the room.
Got it.
Yeah, so I had to make sure I had the
parent. And he still brings it up to me.
Yeah.
Terry Gerald's in the house. Terry, hello. And Terry, yes, he's wearing your shirt right now, Terry.
Nice.
Writer, director, Terry Gerald, ladies and gentlemen.
Dude, cinematographer, man. That guy can shoot.
Shit. So I got a question. Troy, what were you guys? We got to delve in a little to, again, this is the Indie Escape Network. We have indie filmmakers on here. So we kind of want to discuss a couple of things if you can. I'm going to bring up budget. You don't have to answer that. But the other thing is, what did you shoot on for this series?
We shot on a Black Magic, I think it is. Black Ursa Mini Pro.
Cool. And did that work out great for you guys, or were there some limits to it?
Listen, I mean, that's for me. That was probably the best camera I've shot on to date. To be honest, I think the camera's great. But there's no limitations on it. Mark Frado is just a great cinematographer, man. He can, anytime I look for something, I have ideas. He seems to match it for like he was inside my head. You know what I mean? So, nothing, there's nothing this guy can't do. I mean, I won't use anybody else, to be honest with you, because he's that good. and he gets what I'm trying to put down, and he picks it right up, and we work great together.
Sweet. And I know, Ernie, you guys had an impressive budget for 100 Acres of Hell. Troy, did your budget play a big part in what was going on? I mean, did you think at first you were going to need like $3 million to shoot this, or?
I wish.
I wish that was the case, but no, our budget was very very low. I financed most of it myself, so to me it was high, but in the overall scheme of things, it was kind of pennies. But we wish we had more. To be honest, we had more money for just more things, and had. So I can assign different people to do more things instead of me, doing most of them. You know what I mean? So the budget was, like I said, it was okay for me. You know what I mean? Because it was my money I was using. But now I would like to have a lot bigger budget to really put a kind of not a better project, just I guess a better project out.
So in other words, get off your asses, you friggin' backers, and let's do this.
Yes, exactly.
That's true, but I think Troy is not crediting himself and missing a point here of something that's probably being glazed over, is that in the independent film industry, regardless if you have pennies, as he says, or if you have millions, you still can put out a good product based on what the filmmaker is willing to do. I mean, Troy pretty much wore tons of hats and still created a great project. Mark Frado, his guy, is doing the camera work. He's doing the lighting. He's doing the editing. He's doing, the ADR. He's doing everything from soup to nuts.
Wow.
And Troy's got friends that are musically inclined that helps with the music. And we have, a couple friends that are great, well-known photographers, and they help with stuff. But at the end of the day, if you want to do this kind of shit, you got to really get down and dirty and just do it and make a lot of sacrifices. That's the reason, just to go back to what I said before, is why it took me so long to really jump into the ring 100%, because I couldn't commit myself to that. So I commend Troy for that, for doing that kind of stuff. But having millions of dollars is not going to change it. We all know that a piece of shit is made for $3 million.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, right? But you could make something amazing for a few $1,000, $10,000, whatever, $20,000. It's really about the crew and the passion of the filmmaker. And you only get that with the independent film crew. You don't get that with the studio. It's kind of a anomaly that's kind of doesn't get enough gratitude, I should say. We live for the film festivals.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much what we get. Beyond that, the studios kind of don't really look at the independent industry as much as they used to. I mean, back in the day when the Spirit Awards were out, it was full of independent, no-name movies, actors, and anything like that. And then all of a sudden, Hollywood started gravitating towards it, putting their shit on it, putting the big A-listers wanted more media roles because Hollywood wasn't doing their shit as well as they could, and the independent industry was doing it. And then it got flooded with A-listers and big actors and then big producers. And now the Spirit Awards is not even close to what an independent award is anymore. It's really not.
It shows.
Sorry, Terry Gerald. Ernie is absolutely correct. On a tight budget, you have to roll up your sleeves.
Yeah. I was gonna say it seems like also like what I know from filmmaking, and it seems like you're like a fun set. It just seems like you're like busting balls and hey, get in there, do a shot, do the scene, go. And it seems very fun. It seems very fluid. And like as you end the scene, it has that sitcom vibe to it. So it leads up to something and ends. And I'm just thinking like, man, the way they shot that shit, like I know they're like cracking each other, like the end. I'm just like they're really like talking shit, like.
Those aren't fake beers.
No.
No, they are.
Troy was like, "We gotta get this shit over, man. We're 4 hours in, and we're getting worse. We're getting sloppy. Get this guys out of here." Yeah, but
Well, I don't drink, so if Troy ever slipped me a real beer on set, I'd be in trouble.
oh, well, yeah,
Yeah, we never do that.
Yeah.
dude. This photo basically describes like your series, man. Like that's how hilarious it is. And then this scene is funny.
Yeah. No, it's Troy's made some real cool magic on that on that whole storyline. It was fun. I mean, we had a blast. We do laugh a lot. I'll say that. We laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a question from Brandon E. Brooks, who has a show on the network on Friday nights. He says, "Hey, Ernie, was there ever any further talks with Scott Schiaffo about doing a one-man show centered around his book? It was mentioned on the anniversary episode of his book that we did on the network. Would be a great success if it happened, I believe." So what he's referring to is we did a anniversary special for Schiaffo's book of poetry. And we had Ernie, we had Brian, Marilyn, obviously Scott, and they were discussing that. So, and that was really heartfelt and deep with you and Brian and friggin' talking about that. So is there any update on that?
Well, I brought it up again to Scott probably about a month or so ago, and I think O'Halloran may have been there. It might have been during the 25th anniversary we did at the Secret Stash. And I don't know. He just seems. I mean, maybe it's a tough thing for him to do. You don't want to push somebody.
Sure.
He's got to deal with it his own way. But I just want him to know that the door is open, and he can do whatever he wants with that, because I think it could have a huge effect on a lot of people. I want it to happen. And again, I'll see Scott again soon. I'll probably bring it up to him again, very politely, and give him a little nudge about it. But yeah, I'd love to have him do it at the Smodcastle. I think he'd crush it.
I agree 100%. And for those of you who don't know, I gotta plug this damn show. Sunday nights on the Indie Escape Network, David Lee Madison's The End of the Night is on, and Scott Schiaffo is his co-host. I'm kind of a co-host / producer, and yeah, that's all we're going to talk about. Anyway, so guys, you mind if I bring up the trailer?
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Yes, please.
Here we go.
Rise and shine, my little Pookie. I made your favorite breakfast, waffles.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to say it. Your mother and I are going to Florida. We're moving? I got to pack my He-Man collection. We are moving to Florida. You two are not.
Yeah, what are we supposed to do?
It's time to man up and get a place of your own.
I don't want to be a man.
We're getting old, man.
Old, brink of divorce, almost homeless, with a shitty job.
Life kicks you in the balls, man. You go from banging the prom queen to popping a blue pill.
Mommy and Daddy are moving to Florida.
It's about time.
I have a 3-bedroom apartment above this here bar. It does need a little work.
What do you guys think?
Look at the size of that rat. Oh, what are you doing? Get off of me. Kill the thing.
Keith Coogan is in the trailer, so I'm good.
Yes, Keith Coogan's in the trailer. I gotta say, does anybody realize that that's a real rat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of it doesn't look like a New York rat.
Okay.
No, it was a real rat. I was like, I know it's probably like y'all bought it, but I don't know. I don't think it was running around.
Regardless, a rat's a rat, and I'm not gonna fucking touch it, so it doesn't matter.
Like,
our makeup girl has rats as pets.
So
So Troy, what didn't you bring a fake rat and we tried it and it looked so
Yeah.
stupid?
I gotta pack up my He-Man
on
collection.
Amazon.
Yes.
So
Ernie's like, yeah, that's not gonna work.
No.
the fake rat.
It's so bad.
So who did the theme song for that?
That is Wayne Oliveira. Great musician. I met him, probably 10 years ago, and I asked him. I said, "Listen, we're doing a sitcom. I was wondering if you might want to, write the theme song for it, or something for it for the end credits or whatever." And he did previous for Gone for the Weekend, the theme song for that. So, and he nailed it again. And he did another song for the drama that we're doing called Wasted Blind. He did the ending credits. I think we used it for the ending, but for him. But yeah. He's another great guy too to know, and he nails it every time also.
Very, very cool. So I got to go back to Gone for the Weekend. I saw the trailer for that today, and I kind of got the concept of it. I'm seeing posters of Dee Snider, and then who was the one cat from Enough's Enough?
Chip.
So
Chip's Enough.
That's definitely on my list to freaking see, because it just looks amazing. So I got to share a short story. That one of my first interviews was CJ. You're not going to have any idea who this is, but with Mark Slaughter from the band, the lead singer to the band Slaughter. He was also in Vinnie Vincent's Invasion, and they friggin' headlined for Kiss, Hot in the Shade tour. Anyway, so I'm talking to Mark Slaughter, and nicest guy in the world, don't get me wrong, but just the interview, I'm nervous all to hell, and I'm asking him questions, and I'm getting just yes or no answers. It's like, dude, you were rocking hard in the 90s, man. You got to have tails. Yes.
What are they?
Something here, man. Just hook a brother up.
That's right.
Anyway, again, the nicest guy in the world, and David Madison is like seeing the same car wreck twice. Much love, fellas.
No, apparently it's the first time we're crashing. And speaking about car wreck, Schiaffo is in on your own, so that's cool.
Yes, he's in an episode, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in episode 5.
Yeah.
And we're not going to disclose too much about that.
Because I did want to talk about Gone for the Weekend, because I have it right here on IMDb and I can't find out where to see it. But I looked it up right before.
It's playing on Tubi. Okay. It's playing on Plex, TLC, Roku. It's playing on them.
Did you just say Roku?
Streaming networks.
Roku.
Yeah, a Roku or whatever it is.
So when you wrote that movie, like from when you decided to write the movie to production, how long did it take you? If you don't mind, because I think it was your first thing you did, right? Like on your own.
It was the second feature I did.
Okay.
Gone for the Weekend was the second feature. I wrote that script. I had a first draft version. It was called Stuck in the 80s. That script was all done, and we were just kind of stuck on. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna rewrite the whole script again and just use some of the characters from Stuck in the 80s to put in Gone for the Weekend, and like pretty much all the main characters that was in Stuck in the 80s, and just rewrote the script again and used some of the script from the Stuck in the 80s and kind of carried it over. So it was probably we wrote the script probably about like 4 months. We would just do it on and off during the night after work or stuff like that, and then another 2 years to get it up and going.
Yeah. And so, with that experience from that movie, it was easy. Was it easier for you to transition to the series, the web series, or was that like where you just kind of already started with like writing it, or did it inspire it at all?
Well, I've always wanted to do a sitcom like that. I had this idea for at least 18, 19 years.
Oh, okay.
That I wanted to do it. I just never did it. You know what I mean? I just never, I didn't, have any idea how to do it. You know what I mean? So, and then when I was telling people I'm going to do it, like, oh, dude, it's so hard. Don't fucking do a sitcom. You're never gonna do it. I was like, well, if I don't do it, I don't do it. But I'm going to try.
People
and see what happens.
discouraged you?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They just make another movie. Don't do a sitcom. It's too hard. You can never sell it. You never did it. I was like, all right, well, I'm doing it. So we'll see what happens. And I think so far I'm doing pretty with it.
Yeah, I like that you gave yourself, like, especially with the season 1, the way you're going through it. I was like, you gave yourself enough legs for season 2. Like it's like I feel like you can open whatever you want with season 2 because your characters are well developed enough that they'll just even slide into another season.
Oh yeah, no doubt. There's multiple seasons. To be honest with you, to build on it. So that's what we're hoping. We'll see what happens. I know there's going to be a season 2, so that's regardless.
And is that going to be like your focus right now, or are you going to just if like somebody asked you to act in something, or if it got you to do other roles, would you do that?
Oh yeah. I would do other projects too. Like I said, I pretty much have all the ideas for season 2 in my head already. I just got to put them down on paper, and obviously you get one season done. I throw it over to Ernie. He looks at it and he puts his 2 cents in all the time, and then he sends it back, and that's how we work. You know what I mean? So
and he writes down, "What the hell is wrong with you?"
And then your new movie, you already made it, right? With Ernie.
Ernie says it in a nice way. He goes, "I think we should do this, and maybe why don't we change this?"
So the new movie, Ernie's acting in the newest movie, right? And he's doing a serious role.
Oh boy, yeah. It's all this film that we finished back in May. The last day we shot was May 21st, I believe, and it's all finished. It's all pretty much 100% ready to go. So I put it in film festivals. We're gonna see what happens. Yeah, it's great. He does a great job on it. Awesome job.
His interaction with his on-screen wife is pretty good. Pretty damn relatable. I'm like, oh damn, you got like when you get the window of opportunity to do other things, it's like, yeah, sure. It's like he plays it up like pretty well.
Wait, you're talking about on our own?
Yeah, on our own.
Girl?
With I think Heidi is her name.
Heidi.
Yeah.
Heidi. I went to high school with Heidi.
Oh, okay.
And so I've known her a long time, so I'm really comfortable with her. But we acted in a few plays, me, her, and Kevin, and stuff like that together when we were in high school. So she's great. She just finished a horror movie that she did where she's a killer, and she's got a nice small little role. She does a lot of work in New York on a lot of shows. So she's a very talented girl. She's a good chick.
You could tell she was a seasoned actress, and then it just the way y'all interact, I was like, damn, that actually looks like Ernie's wife. Like,
well, the funny thing is, I didn't tell I don't tell my wife, my real wife, who's wonderful when it comes to this kind of stuff. She lets me do whatever I want, but I don't tell her if I have an interaction with a girl, or I'm like, oh, I have a wife in the show, and then when I get the set, Troy's like, hey, Aaron, I want you to go and put your arms around her and kiss her around the neck. And then Troy will fuck with me, and he goes, well, in this scene, you're going to be in the bed with just your underwear, and she's going to straddle you and do this. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hold on. And I know he does. Sometimes I'm not sure if he's, I have a feeling season 2 he's going to try to fuck with me, but
he needs to. He needs to, man. It's set up for you. Like, he's going to spike your ass right in the ground, dude.
Yeah. And then in the new one, the drama, I didn't think there'd be any interaction with a woman, but there actually is. So he seems to like to fuck with me when it comes to that. That's all. But I'm smart though. I bring in girls that I'm friends with.
that know you're married.
Yes, and then I'm familiar with, and there's no, uncomfortable moments.
What are you talking about? We're just acting.
Exactly.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Great. I want to see Troy in action, just being all serious, like, hey, this is going to be a great scene for me to watch.
All right, so David Lee Madison. Ernie is quite a good actor. He has a great camera presence and can layer a character. You chose a great ensemble, Troy.
Oh, look at him, David. He's so good. He's so good.
I do have some questions real quick. What is... there's a scene where they order a grandma pie. What the hell is a grandma pie?
What?
In the show, he says, and on your own, they're having a, what does he call it? Wait, I did it wrong. Is it called? Yeah, he goes,
where
home
you
cooked
from?
famous
Texas.
Texas.
Right.
Yeah, what's
That's
a grandma
why.
pie? Yeah, I know it's a pizza, but what's a grandma pie?
Do you want to tell him, Troy, or I know exactly what it is, but
Yeah, to be honest with you, I couldn't even tell you what a grandma pie is. I'd be making it up.
I will tell you. It's like a square pie or a Sicilian in that shape.
Okay.
But very thin, and it just has sauce, a little bit of sauce, fresh mozzarella, fresh basil, maybe a little bit of garlic. It's like an old world type of pizza.
Okay.
Okay, it's very good. You should try it.
I will try it when I'm over there.
Stop your little barbecue beef fucking shit on a pizza that you probably do in Texas.
That ham and pineapple.
Yeah. Or
hey, man, steak and potatoes over here, buddy.
Right. Well, you're close to Mexico, right? So what was it? Was it refried beans or tortilla chips or some shit on
tortilla?
Pizza?
Oh, dude, bigger, and I'll make you some.
What
tortillas.
Is it called?
No,
Tortillas.
they're called tortillas, but we also have tostadas, are the chips.
Hey, tostada.
Hey, I could be Italian. Check it out. What is also when you're at the
Oh
restaurant?
my God, CJ, you are so racist.
How am I being racist? Come on, I am the minority in this 4-box. Get out of here.
That J.W. Colwell, who has a show on Wednesday nights on the network, he says, hey, do you feel ensemble comedies are easier or harder? Or he's saying, is it harder to stand out, or is the give and take between castmates something to strive for? All right, so that totally confused the shit out of me. So if anybody understood that, by all means, answer.
Well, I understand it.
Okay. Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Troy has to say.
Troy.
My opinion is, first of all, you need to have a good script. That's the first thing. And you also have to have good actors that can play off of each other. So that's kind of putting the right elements together, the right actors together to play off of each other. And what I'll usually do in a scene, even when I'm having this thing with Troy, is, we'll kind of pregame before we do the scene. We'll kind of go dry with the dialogue first, and then, we'll be like, hey man, let's do this and let's do that. It's good to kind of go through the motion sometimes with your actors to see if they could play off you well. And you'll know really quick if your actor or actress can't do that kind of stuff. Some can, some can't. So then you'll have to either play it safe or just up your game and take the scene to where it's got to go. But thankfully on our own and on For Gone for the Weekend, the cast of characters that Troy has assembled are pretty good at that. There's a good amount of guys that can, hang with that kind of stuff.
So was there like an audition process to this, or did you just cast your friends kind of thing?
Nah, I mean, I wrote it with Ernie in mind as his character, Frank. I wrote it in mind with Drew being Drew. The other characters, not so much. That we had Billy Hartman, I like him too. So he was kind of like my first pick. And Ernie had that he brought in. I can't remember his name, but he was also good. But I just had to go with Billy because he felt, I felt that he was that character. You know what I mean? His appearance wise, his whole overall demeanor, and I mean the other guy was good too, but it didn't feel right. And if it don't feel right, sometimes it ain't right. So that's the way it went.
All right. So we got Terry Gerald saying there's some good eating in Texas. Yeah, but not the stuff on the pizza. Come on, man.
That's
Get
right.
with the program.
I'm not comparing pizza.
And JW said, are you guys holding the actors to their scripts? Any improv training in your past? So he actually somewhat answered that earlier this evening, where he did give the guys some leeway, I believe. And
yeah, Troy allows it as long as it's sticks to the story, and doesn't always have to be funny, because I mean it's because it's a comedic sitcom. It just, for one, it has to make sense. It has to drive the scene. But to throw in a couple lines here and there, I mean, I do it all the time. Troy lets me do it all the time. But if it doesn't work, though, he'll just say, let's leave that out. On the second take or the third take, let's try it this way instead. But yeah, the script is the blueprint. I mean, that's what you got to really stay with. But if you can find those moments, that's why, when, like, we'll just let the camera roll and we'll shoot the scene. And, if me and Troy are talking about something, we'll just keep going or say different things. And sometimes you get that gold that happens,
So I don't know if it was mentioned or not. How long did it take to shoot? Were you guys like doing 20 pages a day or?
No.
We would probably do, well, you know what? The scripts really were only about 20, 25 pages. So, we would shoot probably 10 pages. We would do Saturday and Sundays. So, yeah, I guess it'd be 10, 12 pages a day.
Nice. And how long in total did it take you to do all 6 episodes?
Well, we started in May, end of May in 2020, and then we finished September 2021. Middle
So it was
September.
a casual thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we weren't, because what I would do is, like I said, I was gonna just do the pilot and then try to sell it from there and pitch it. You know what I mean? But then I'm like, yeah, you know what? I feel, it came out so good, the episode. I was like, let's do Ernie, want to do another one? It's like, yeah, we'll do another one. And then it just kind of escalated from there. And as we took our time because the money and all the other stuff and getting the locations and, Brian O'Halloran's schedule, even though he wasn't really doing much because with the COVID stuff going on, we just kind of took our time, and I was writing the each episode as I went, so I didn't have them all 6 lined up. They would just pop into my head as I went on. But it was not a rush thing, so we took our time with it, and we did it that way. With season 2, I'm going to write all the episodes, which are probably going to be 8 to 10, and have them all ready to go, so we can just focus on filming, hopefully like for 2 months, you know what I mean, and just blow them all out.
Nice. Are all the characters coming back?
Oh yeah. Yes. The characters coming back, and maybe some new ones. Who knows?
Yeah. What I will say is, it also took a long time, more than normal, because we were dealing with some pandemic stuff also, and we were doing it. It was a SAG pilot, and it was a SAG sitcom. So the staff at the union was very, like a skeleton crew in New York. So doing all the paperwork and sending that stuff in, that took so much time. And then we had to deal with the COVID issues, with filling out certain paperwork, getting testing for the actors. So there was a lot of nonsense. I hate to say nonsense, but I know it's due diligence and it's stuff that you have to do, right. But it brings me back to the point where it's like, okay, this is normally not how things work. This is even making it harder for Troy to put these episodes out and to get all the actors and the place, and because of COVID and the restrictions and all that, and the testing we had to do and go to the and it just shows you that if you're really a true filmmaker and you want to do something, that those are the things you just have to overcome and push through it all. And that's, we did. And the crew we had, the cast, everybody just they didn't give a shit. We have to go get tested at 7:30 in the morning. No problem. The one morning we were there with like 16 people at the facility to get tested.
Wow.
I mean, so it's, it's a bummer, but it's just something we wanted to get done. And I couldn't be a part of I told Troy from the beginning, I said, listen, dude, I love it. I want to do it, but it's got to be union or else I can't do it. I can't bring any of my other union actor friends that I know into it unless we do it that way. So
and that's what I want to ask you, Ernie. Just you have had in front of the camera experience as an actor, but for the most part, you've seen a lot of stuff behind the scenes, and now you're a producer. So now, when you're in front of the camera and you're acting, is it a different feel that you're like actually like I'm able to focus on acting, or are you thinking about like production and other things? Not in the scene, but as like a whole, like.
I mean, it's kind of your mind kind of multitasks. So while you're prepping for the scene, I'm talking to Troy or whoever I'm with on whatever project, and you're analyzing the scene or what's about to happen or what's about to happen 10 steps down the road, because you always got to be thinking, because a lot of things get missed when you're shooting.
Yeah.
But then you shoot the scene, you do your lines, your dialogue, and then you jump right back into producer or director mode, and then it's a lot of back and forth. But
all right,
it is difficult, and sometimes it's hard to stay in character because you really got to jump into two different, hats, or three hats, or four, depends on what you're doing. I mean, Troy would be acting, and then he'd be directing, and and if he was acting and I wasn't in the scene, I'd be behind the camera, and he would yell to me after the scene, hey, Aaron, how did it look? And I'd be like, oh, it looked great, dude. Or no, man, you need to turn, I kind of would help him out, and he would help me out, because it is tough to direct yourself.
Yeah.
And some of the days we were trying to speed things up, so he would just stay on his one spot while we were shooting. He'd do his dialogue in his scene, and I'd be behind the camera, and he would just say, hey, you like it? And I'd be like, yes. Or I'd be like, I'll give you one more.
Yeah.
Or let's try this a little bit. And it's just very subtle, and it worked out really well, actually. But I mean, as Troy would I think echo, it is a tough thing to navigate, but it's listen, if you love it, it's fun. Fuck, man, I loved every second of it. So
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you, was like how it felt for Troy to direct yourself. That's what I was leading up to. Like you're actually directing your creation.
Yeah, like Ernie was saying, like if Ernie wasn't in the scene with me, then Ernie would just get behind the camera, and then he knew what kind of feel and what I was going for. So it actually worked out really good because he's been there from the beginning, so he knows the feel, he knows the character. So I relied on him just to, if I was doing a shitty job or whatever, he would tell you, and we do it over. Or if it was a good take, we'd move on, but it worked out good. So to have somebody that you can trust like that. I mean, and then if me and Ernie was doing a scene together, then Mark, my DP, would take over from there because he knows the whole thing too. So it was either me, Ernie, or Mark. Sometimes my buddy Phil would step in and do it too because he's been there through the whole time with us, and so it works. It worked out good, but directing and acting and doing everything else is just, it's hard to do. And it brings my phone. I was saying before, if we had more money, then I wouldn't have to wear so many hats. I can get people in for that, doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because I know the product we put out, if we had, $500,000 an episode, it still would be the same, because I think we put out a good product. So it wasn't about the money. It was just about the money paying other people to do different things, so I don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Wearing the many hats. All right, we are going to be wrapping this up shortly. Troy, so if you were to have one word of advice for indie folks out there, what would that be, sir? Indie folks that were trying to shoot their own movie, getting started.
I would tell them to definitely go do it. Don't listen to anybody, because there's a lot of people that will tell you don't do it. You're crazy. Nothing's ever going to come of it. So I would say just go out and do it, and don't listen to anybody if they're negative. Don't, throw that to the back and just go in and pursue your dream or whatever you have to do, and just get it done, because everyone can talk about making a movie or whatever, making an album, but you have to just go out there and do it. And who cares what it comes out like, as long as you finish what you're trying to do. So that would be my advice to them. Just do it, and who cares what anybody says.
Excellent.
And any means necessary. You know what I mean?
Just don't kill nobody.
Ernie, putting you on the spot now.
Well, besides that.
Well, I'll say you're never too old to get into the movie business.
The end.
I kind of battle with it, because I wish I would have taken my friend's advice, not just Kevin, but my other close friends years ago, and dove into it a lot more. But just don't get discouraged, is what I'm saying. It's a good thing about this business we called entertainment and movies and stuff. You can be 70, you can be 80. I mean, shit, didn't what's his name, Norman Lear? Wasn't it Norman Lear just turned 100 or something, I believe, and he's still doing it. So just don't give up, man. It's just have fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. If you're stressed about it, you really shouldn't be doing it. I mean, you should just have fun and work with your friends. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, we got a few more comments to go through. Terry saying, wasn't in Texas long enough to try the pizza the next time.
We're not pizza, man. We don't got pizza here, dude. Yeah, compared to a Hot Pocket. God damn it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll brand your ass with some steak and some barbecue, but pizza, they don't do shit here.
Hot Pockets are good, man.
Yeah, they are, actually.
Dave Madison, I would love to write and direct an episode. I would do it for free.
Whoa.
Okay. And we got JW Cola again. The show follows these guys who still live with their parents. Do you think that the pandemic and just the way things are happening in the world is making these living arrangements commonplace? I don't know. If I could live in my parents' basement, I would. Damn it. Florida taxes and shit right now. Sign me up.
Dude, if my mom didn't live 4.5 hours away, I'd live there.
I hate to say it. I love my mom's, but I couldn't wait to get out of the fucking house.
That goes for me too.
Yeah, I got out when I was 18, so I was happy as a pig in shit.
But
I was 17. So.
I do like.
Yeah, I feel you.
I do like that it does show that in the show that it's guys that live at home. I don't even know it's pandemic. I just think it's just regular dudes that grew up just like that. Because the mother character, I don't want to give too much away, but I love the way she's portrayed. I love the way that she still has that youth to her. Like, I like the dad clearly is the dad, but the mom has like a different spunk to her and the connection with her son. I mean, there's people in their 40s and 50s that I know that are still like that. You know, it's just. It's not even like that. Like, oh, the pandemic's a good excuse for me to say I live with my mom. You know, it's like, no, it's just happening.
No, I think we just got lucky. that it's more relatable now.
Yeah.
To answer his question, it does help. The pandemic kind of makes people look at it like, hey, you know what? That's, I can understand that because of what's going on. But that was just, luck for us. I mean, Troy had that all figured out before the pandemic, pretty much.
Well, I got to plug one more
trust
thing
me,
real
them
fast.
characters has nothing to do with the pandemic. They were staying home regardless, so it doesn't
with
matter.
with their Masters of the Universe figures.
Yes.
I love that.
What are you talking about, man? I just got this right here.
What do you have? I can't see.
Dude, the Masters of the Universe.
Oh,
is that Revelations?
Yeah.
Nice. Look at you representing.
Of course,
dude, look.
of course the kid got Fisto.
Dude, come on, man. I had to get Fisto.
Nice.
Beastman. Yeah, that's all they had.
Very nice.
Very cool. One thing I did have to say, though, I apologize. So when the pandemic first started, we actually did the very first online convention.
Yes.
And Ernie himself was one of the very first guests on the very first online convention ever.
I can only imagine how it started. And we have Ernie O'Donnell coming in. Hey, what's up, assholes?
I think he said that verbatim.
I wasn't even there. I could already tell about the guy. He's like, he reminds me of my cousin.
So, guys, I'm going to ask where we can find you on social media. I'm going to give you your screen, and then also where we can find your information on your upcoming projects. Troy, go.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, and that's about it. And check out Gone for the Weekend, which is right behind me. It's playing on Tubi, Plex, and TCL, and a few other ones that I can't remember right now. But
Roku.
So that's it.
Roku.
That's where you can find me.
Roku.
Roku TV. Yes.
And from what I understand, you make the most on Tubi, so everybody watch it on Tubi. Don't watch it on the Tubi.
Yes,
Tubi.
Yes. Madison saying,
Tubi's a great channel.
I still cry over how painful that con was. That con was great. I worked 16
awesome.
hours.
Awesome.
I worked 8 to 10 hours on Saturday and Sunday doing that damn thing. Don't know. Thanks, guys. Great show. Looking forward to season 2. And
thank you.
That? Please tell me. Okay. Madison. Ernie, tell us where we can find you on social media and your upcoming projects. And, since we heard the news that the 7th Day is coming out in August.
Yes, my short, The 7th Day, coming out in August on some streaming platforms. Not sure which ones yet because we haven't announced it. Look for our Smart Castle Film Festival in November 30th to December 4th. We are now moving to the Atlantic Movie House because our festival is doing so well. So check that out when we have more information. And look for Gone for the Weekend, which I make a cameo in and associate produce that. And I can be found on Facebook under Ernie O'Donnell. I can be found on my Smodcastle page. I can be found on Twitter under O.E. O'Donnell on Twitter. And I am on Instagram, but I don't know how to figure out how to work it yet. I haven't figured that shit out yet.
Yeah, I think you're Ernie O'Donnell 7.
Ernie O'Donnell
something.
7, something like that. I get a lot of hits on there, but I'm still trying to figure that out.
Usually people have a problem with the Twitter, not the Instagram. So
yeah, the Instagram, I can't seem to figure. I don't know what it is, man. But I did find a thing on Facebook where you can click this little thing, and it allows your Facebook post to go to Instagram. So that made my life a lot easier.
And Terry's saying, great fun show. We appreciate that. Hey guys, it's been absolutely great speaking with you again, and we're going to close out. I'd appreciate it if you stayed in the green room for a couple of moments after we're done, if you don't mind.
Sure, Joe.
Damn it, Ernie. And we're going to play the trailer again. But guys, again, it was great seeing you. Have a wonderful night.
Yeah, Scotty.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, Scotty.
That's what they were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ernie
that's
and
the
Scott.
episode that we were talking about earlier. Ernie, Scott, Marilyn, and O'Halloran.
Yes.
But all right, guys.
That's a good read.
Again, it was great seeing you, and we will talk to you guys soon, especially you, Ernie, with the Smart Castle.
Definitely.
Movie. Take care, guys. Good night.
Thanks.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Joe and CJ. Appreciate it.
Troy, good job.
All right.
Thank
so, whoa, what am I doing? I'm hitting the wrong buttons here. Man, somebody take this guy off the screen. Good Lord, nobody has time for that. So, what I'm going to do again is play that awesome trailer, and then you and I are going to close it out.
Cool.
Rise and shine, my little Pookie. I made your favorite breakfast, waffles.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. Your mother and I are going to Florida. We're moving? I gotta pack my He-Man collection. We are moving to Florida. You two are not.
Yeah, what we supposed to do?
It's time to man up and get a place of your own.
I don't want to be a man.
We're getting old, man.
Old, brink of divorce, almost homeless, with a shitty job.
Life kicks you in the balls, man. You go from banging the prom queen to popping a blue pill.
Mommy and Daddy are moving to Florida.
It's about time.
I have a 3-bedroom apartment above this here bar. It does need a little work.
What do you guys think?
Look at the size of that rat. Oh, what are you doing? Get off of me. Kill the thing.
That was awesome. And we need to plug a couple of things. First of all, we need to let you know that tomorrow night, Brandon's show has been postponed. Brandon is actually going to be on a movie set. So unfortunately, again, he had to postpone tomorrow night's show. On Sunday night, we have David Lee Madison's All-Star Birthday Bash at 10 p.m. Eastern. I am not privy to know who's going to be on yet, but apparently there's going to be some wild guests. So please make sure to tune in.
Can't wait. It's going to be fun. I was there for last year, and I was like, it's already been a year. Damn, just Madison just ages. It's not playing.
So CJ, you got My Manic Mondays on the Indie Escape Network. What else do you have going on, sir?
I guess the cat's already out the bag. I will be in Red Bank, New Jersey next week for Kevin Smith and Jay Muse's 100th combined birthday. I'm just gonna try to check it out, see where it all started. We're all, get this. Probably check out Andy's, but also we still have My Manic Mondays. So I did want to plug my show. It's my my show where I have movies and mental health meet. My Manic Mondays are movies and mental health meet, and it's just it's been going good. I'm kind of throwing out what I've been doing, working on my movie right now. And the Scott's book, if you get a chance for people that have struggled with like addiction and do have issues, I'd say give it a shot and read it. He wrote this in the deepest, darkest places that he was, and give it a shot. It's really helped me out a lot. But other than that, what am I doing? I would love to go to Phantasm Fest in Orlando with you, August 19th and 20th. So I'm gonna see how to plan that out. But I'm looking forward to that. How's that gonna be, Joe?
That is going to be awesome. David Lee Madison is saying our guest will have over 1 billion, and that was supposed to be box office. So hey, that's impressive. Well, he comes out on Kevin's birthday and salutes me for mine.
No, you know what? We're doing the holidays together, Dave. So I'm not gonna go Kevin's at the holidays. I'll go with you.
So everybody, again, yes, Terry Gerald, writer, director. I'm going to be at Phantasm. I am going to be hosting the panel for Harlow's Haunt. I'm looking forward to hanging out with the cast and crew. I'm also going to be repping the Indie Escape. So, and if you are tuning in for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. That is all I have. Anything else?
Nah, man, just looking forward to all this just stuff we're doing. We did a charity, and then we're helping other people make movies. And I think if anybody needs a resource for just creativity in general, And like Ernie and Troy said, you're never too late to get started. So just get started, and then you'll figure it out. I would never thought I'd be on doing this stuff and this show 2 years ago, but here we are. So everybody just break a leg and do it.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Stay safe.
Play the music. Play the song.
You want me? Well, I'm trying to. You keep talking.
All right, my bad.